Number 5, failing to name a backup agent, a backup attorney, in fact, under your power of attorney. So oftentimes we see people just go, okay, well, I'm going to appoint you as, my agent under my power of attorney. Phew, I'm done. No, you're not. Why is that? Well, I'm sure you can follow this line of thinking in estate planning. We are always asking, and if you worked with us or another estate planning attorney, we're saying, okay, well, what if this happens? All right. Well, what if that happens? Usually people go, I never thought about that. And frankly, it's not your job to think about all these things that could happen, all these contingencies. That's what an estate planning lawyer does, is we ask, what if this, what if that, what if this, what if that? So if you're just appointing one person first in line to be your attorney in fact, and nobody else is named, what happens if that one person you've named can't or won't serve? Well, you don't have a good durable power of attorney then. You have nothing in effect. And if you're incapacitated at that time, you're under a court-ordered guardianship. So don't just name one person. Name the first person, name a second person, and then we ask you to dig really deep, name a third person. So why do you do that? If the first person can't serve, then the second person can. If the second can't, then the third person. Do we go to the fourth level? Not usually, but you always can. The likelihood is, though, that if you name one, then two, then three, you are never going to have a problem with having somebody who is able to serve under your power of attorney document as your agent. So you want to name successive layers of people, 1, 2, 3, as your attorney in fact. One other thing is if you say, well, I can only name 2 people, my daughter and her husband, we are really going to push you further on that one. I usually say, do your daughter and her husband drive together, travel together, do things together? Well, of course they do. Well, then there is a higher risk that something will happen to both of them at the same time. So let's name a third person. So if you're ever naming a married couple, even if it's in a successive order, you've got to name somebody else to go in that list of people who might serve for you as well.